All right, good morning, everyone. All right, let's start with NASDAQ. It looks like yesterday we had a big move up, and it looks like it was caused because Trump said the Iran war is ending. Don't know if that's true, but obviously it made the market pump up. So I guess that explains the big move. It's funny because the lunch move was way bigger than New York Open. Not surprising though. I feel like that was the pattern of the month. But on the daily time frame, I see this daily supply zone here. I think if the market stays bullish, up here could be a good target. What is this? 372. It doesn't look too far away. Yeah, it's not too far away. At the bottom as well, we have a daily demand zone. On the 4 hour time frame, what I was looking at was this 4 hour supply zone here, which I don't think I'm gonna leave, but oh, actually, I will leave it on. If we zoom in on this 4 hour zone, we haven't had a 5 minute candle close above this 50% line, which to me is bearish. So I wouldn't be surprised if the market continues to go lower. We also have this 4 hour demand zone here at the bottom. That could also be a good target for shorts. Also, on the 4 hour time frame, we could see these 4 hour candlesticks look very, very strong. Except as we approach this 4 hour supply zone, the volume kind of slows down. That could be a good sign for a reversal. Not saying it's gonna go down, but it does look like it. It could go up or down, right? This looks like a small 3 hour zone. Mm. Iran said they didn't communicate with Trump at all, so the market could potentially be volatile. Yeah, especially if Trump is lying and the war is just getting worse, then it could definitely cause the markets to go even lower. Yeah. Damn. That is sad. All right, on the 2 hour time frame, we have this 2 hour demand zone. That could also be a good target for shorts. Um, what else? I mean, this looks like a 2 hour zone as well. I'm not sure if I'll leave this 3 hour zone marked just because it's one candle. But what I do like about this zone is that we did kind of retest the zone and bounce from it. It just happened pretty quickly. And some European countries are removing the European Union flag from their countries, so Euro USD could be a little bit tricky. Wow, I haven't heard Euro USD in a while. I used to hear it a lot when I traded Forex. I actually have a screenshot on my phone from when I was trading Forex, and it was like a take profit of $2 and a risk of $1. I used to trade Euro USD and I'd risk like $2 on a trade when I used to trade Forex. Yeah, I remember trading Forex in college. It was it wasn't what you think though. Like I was literally on my phone just pressing random stuff. Did not know what I was doing. All right. I don't know. I don't want to create a bias here, but to me it looks bearish. right? Just because on the 4 hour time frame, we had this 4 hour supplies on here, and it does look like we're rejecting it. Also, if you zoom out, this area here was once support right here. And I bet if you zoom out, yeah, it was support back here. And then it could turn into resistance today. We'll see. Oops. Okay, on the 90-minute time frame, we have this 90-minute zone here. I'm not sure. I'm probably not going to mark this 90-minute zone just because I have the 2 hour zone right below it. So I won't mark that. Same thing up here. This looks like a good 90-minute zone. I'm just not going to mark it since I already have a zone on the bigger time frame. I think a no trade day. Yeah, it could be a no trade day if it's really slow. But if we look at the overnight session, where is it? Let's see how big it is, how much it moved. I mean, it moved quite a bit. I feel like this is the new regular. Do we have any high impact news? Let's see. April 1st. Oh, yeah, we do. Okay. We have 10 a.m. PMI news. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Good to know. All right. On the 45-minute time frame, I don't see much. I mean, this could be a 45-minute zone, but you can see it really does align with the 4 hour, so I won't mark it. It's just kind of pointless. This could be a small 45-minute zone here. Let's see what else. This looks, I mean, it's very small, but it is a 30-minute zone. I've been having a lot of stacked zones recently. Yeah, I'm not sure if I should mark this 3 hour zone. I won't mark it. Let me zoom out. Yeah, it's just not that good. I'll stick with this 45-minute zone. I think it looks more cleaner. On the 30-minute time frame, we also have this zone here, which the market did bounce off from right here. What else? I think that's pretty much it. What I'm thinking is if the market comes up to 155, which is this 4 hour zone, then I want to see if we get above this. If we get above the 200s, I think it'll continue to go higher. If we just tap into this area and start moving lower, then I think we're going lower. But it looks like the shorts are already coming through, so I'd probably just look for a breakout to the downside. So if it gets below 976, below 949, I definitely short it. But we'll see because I could also take longs from here. The only way I would take longs is if I see the market actually rejecting this area and bouncing from it. Yeah. All right. I think that's all the zones. Okay. This looks like a really big. Oh yeah! Wow. These are really big candlesticks here. What time was this? At 8:40, we had nasty moves. Huge moves. Let's look at US 30, which also had a pullback. Had a big move up yesterday. Good morning. I've been going through it since 6 a.m. Have you been trading since 6 a.m.? Is that what you mean? I hope not. I mean, I can't even judge you because I used to do the same thing. When I used to work overnights, at the end of the shift, I'd go to the computer room and I'd look at the charts in the computer room while I was still on the clock, still clocked in. But then I learned the best thing to do is just to wait for the session that you're actually going to trade, which for me was New York. Okay, on the 4 hour time frame, actually on the daily time frame, we have this daily supply zone. If we look at it, um, is a pretty strong move down. So I think if the market wants to go higher, what is this area? 246 could be a good target. On the 4 hour time frame though, we have this really strong, we have a couple 4 hour zones, right? We have this 4 hour zone, we have this one right here, which the market did react off of. Yeah, so I'm thinking if the market goes higher, I'd probably wait for it to tap these 4 hour zones. But right now it's pretty far away. Yeah, 800 points away. I've noticed the market has been creating a lot of 4 hour zones and daily zones recently, which is good. It shows that the market has been having really good volume. Just not during New York. Like a lot of the big moves just have been happening at random times, which is tough. US 30 also looks like it has this 3 hour zone. Actually, I'm gonna mark it as a 2 hour. It looks way cleaner. This also looks like a 2 hour demand zone. I'll mark it out just in case it does bounce off of this area. But I feel like if the market does decide to come down here, I feel like it'd want to touch at least 870, which is this 4 hour zone. All right, down to the 1 hour time frame. Don't see much. Okay, I do see this 1 hour zone here. This is the one I was looking at earlier. If you zoom out, you can see we've rejected it a couple times, right? Once right here, and then we just rejected it this morning, not too long ago. So yeah, both US 30 and NASDAQ did reject some sort of, you know, resistance or supply. It's the same thing, basically. All right, I'll be right back. I'm back. My bad. Okay, where was I? I'm looking for zones. There's definitely more zones on Nasdaq. Down to the 30-minute. This really would have been a good 30-minute zone if it didn't have this huge wick here. So I'm not gonna mark it out. If it didn't have this big wick, I definitely would have marked it out. Yeah, I don't see much after that. Same thing here, right? This could have been a really good zone, but these wicks right up here I don't like. So I won't mark the zone. Okay, I see zone. This small 10-minute demand zone here, which the market has bounced off from twice already. So I do like that 10-minute zone. This is also another 10-minute zone here. I mean, I really don't have to mark it out, but I will. I don't have to mark it out because right below it is a 2 hour zone. Yeah. I think that's it for the zones. There's really not much on US 30. I will say though, I feel like if US 30 gets below this area here, right, if we get below this area, I think it'll be a easy way down because there's really not much supply and demand stopping it. Yeah. We'll see what happens though. We'll see how it opens up. All right, that was all the zones. I think there's definitely more zones on Nasdaq, so I'd probably pay more attention to Nasdaq today. But we'll see. Yesterday I was paying too much attention to Nasdaq, and it ended up it caused me to like miss the shorts on US 30. It was my mistake yesterday was like I was expecting the shorts on US 30 and I had a perfect entry that I didn't take. So then I decided to take it on Nasdaq and like it didn't work out. It was a mistake. So the thing I learned from that, which I've learned before, I just got reminded is that if US 30 looks like a good short, just take it on US 30. Which I know it sounds like, you know, that makes sense, right? But in the moment, you guys know how it is. You like either you're not thinking straight or you're distracted or something. Damn, this looks so weird. Okay, let's do the support and resistance. Former coworkers were fired because they would be trading solid 3 hours of the 8 hour shift. I guess they weren't profitable. They were still working 9 to 5. Damn, this looks like a good zone here. This 1 hour. How come I didn't see this 1 hour zone? Which so far we're bouncing off of. I actually had two coworkers when I worked the overnight shift that they were like trying to trade. One of them was like an options trader, and then the other one, I don't know. I think he was like starting out with forex or something. But like, I could just tell like they're not really about it, you know. Like they don't take it as serious. But then again, like everyone's different. Not everyone wants to, you know, not trade a 9 to 5. Some people actually want to trade their 9 to 5s. So just gotta remember everyone's different. Like I think one of the guys, the options traders, like he'd make money from trading. Like he'd make like a couple hundred a day. I'm not sure if he'd keep it or what, but that's what he was telling me. And then, but he also was like, "Oh, like I'm trying to be a trucker." He's trying to drive trucks and stuff. It wasn't like he was trying to be like a full time trader. And I forget some people, want to do other things. Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie, like it's been over, I think it's been like 13, 14 months of me full time trading. And like sometimes I forget, like people actually have jobs. Like sometimes I be home and like I'm like, damn, like I want to play Fortnite with my brother and like he's at work. And I'm like, damn, like I always forget, people actually have jobs. It's like I'm out of touch, low key. Like I do forget sometimes. All right, another thing is too that just makes me feel like not different, but just like reminds me like Lonnie, like you're out of touch. Like something like you're not understanding how other people are. Like there was these people around me talking about like how this certain job pays a lot, and I think it was like 25 an hour, and like I did the calculation of what that would be a month, and they were like, "Whoa, like that's a lot," and I'm like, "Damn, like that's not even 10K," and like they're like saying it's a lot, and that reminded me, I was like, everyone's different, everyone's different. I think it was like I don't know what the math is. I think it was like less than 4K a month. Which when you're working, it sounds like a lot, but when you're trading, it's like, wait, like I could make that, in one trade. So like trading, when you trade for a while, it makes you forget like what a lot of money is to other people. I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing though. I think it's good. Yeah, trading for sure is a different world. Do you think traders have the targets messed up because a lot of traders want to make 10K but only make 1K in their jobs? Yeah, especially in the beginning, like we forget like a $400 trade is good. But it's just like we know how much money you could make with trading, so like we just naturally want more. But you gotta start somewhere, right? I would say like if you're a beginner, you have to be fine with like 200, $400 wins, and then slowly start to build up. Because if you get like $1,000 wins right off the bat, it's gonna, you guys know how it is. Like you're over the moon, right? You probably remember your first 1K day and like you felt like Superman, right? Like the emotions are through the roof. Another thing with traders is like all the free time you have. Like I said earlier, like I be wanting to play Fortnite and like I don't have anyone to play with because everyone's working. I mean that's not every day, but a lot of the time it's like that. That's why you gotta stay busy. Like I definitely can't just be trading. I gotta do other things. This is the main reason why I started YouTube. So I knew like if I was gonna be a full time day trader, I can't just trade. I need other hobbies, other hustles, right? Other jobs, kind of. Because if trading was like my only income, I'd be more stressed out. Unless I get like a really big payout in the month, like last month. But not every month is like that. Not every month you get a payout. The only reason I got a payout in March was because I traded most of it the month before it. You know, most of the profits were from February. You got to play Marvel Rivals. I never heard of that. I used to play a lot of different video games. Like I'd play Call of Duty Zombies, you know, the basics. But Fortnite, I don't know. Like I really I didn't grow up with it, but I would say like during my teens, I played it a lot. And like now all my brothers, we all live in different states and it's like the only way we like hang out, you know? Which is funny. Do I trade with CFD's props? No, I don't trade with like Forex prop firms. I think the rules are way better on futures and it's cheaper on futures. And honestly, I'm scared to trade with Forex because of all the things that have happened with that. And like if it's regulated in the US or if it's not, I don't know. So I just don't want to deal with that. There are some really good Forex prop firms though. I'll say that. I got 50K eval. I'm up 1.5K. Should I use two minis or one mini? I'd use one mini or less if I was up 1.5K, right? Unless you want to risk a big chunk of it, then go for two minis and have a really tight stop loss. But two minis on NASDAQ, we all know how that goes. It either goes really good or really bad really quick. I'd be careful. Or what you could always do is just start off small on the trade and then scale in. Damn, I think I have a pimple on my forehead. It itches. Your account is end of day and intraday. They're end of day. Okay, we got 50 seconds. I want to see where VWAP is. NASDAQ looks like it's about to open up right around VWAP, so I'd love to see NASDAQ get away from VWAP, whether it's up or down. And then on US 30, if it goes all the way up, I really won't have a way of catching it. So I don't have any zones until 081, which is 230 points away. Pretty far. All right, let's see this open. There is 10 a.m. news, so I don't know if it's a slower opening. Maybe it's waiting for the news. We'll see. Right now, I think I'm looking more at NASDAQ just because it's at a 1 hour demand zone. And it does look like we have kind of bounced off of it. We're just kind of stuck at VWAP. How many trade the daily? Not sure what you mean. The market seemed to be confused. I mean, it did have a pretty big move yesterday. Oh my gosh. I just thought about there was this prop firm that contacted me. I won't say what prop firm it is, but they contacted me and they wanted to do like an affiliate deal. And they were going to give me two funded accounts every single month, payout eligible. And I was like, hold up. It sounded good. Of course, right? Like two free payouts. And then I thought about how this specific trader gets a lot of payouts from it. He posts about it, and I was like, damn, he's in the field. He probably got to deal with them. And it just made me think about how like it's easy to fake stuff on with this trading space. It's crazy. I didn't think stuff like that was real, but it is. It for sure is. Okay, I think I was gonna say Nasdaq looks bullish, but I wouldn't be surprised if Nasdaq comes up to the 200s. I will trade a personal account, but I honestly don't think I would share the stats too much about the accounts because there is a lot of pocket watchers. So I feel like if I have like a personal account, which I definitely will, I don't think I'd talk about it too much. But we'll see. We'll see. See, I thought about taking the deal, right? Obviously, that's free money. But then they said that I would need like it was like exclusive with them and I wouldn't be able to like talk about other prop firms, which is like why would I do that? The point of prop firms is to use all of them, right? You shouldn't just get married to one prop firm. It was just it was other things too to why I denied it, but yeah, it's crazy. Bro, and like I hate to talk about other people, but I know you guys are thinking the same thing with this TJR and Timmy payout. They never showed a single stat of his payout. And they did live trade it, which is cool, but they never showed the stats. That's that's what's like confusing me. And then, bro, I saw a reel and then I went to the comments. It was on like Timmy's reel about his payout. And the comment was it was a person that was like copy trading all of their trades. And he was just saying like, how did you get a payout? You guys were on a losing streak, da da da. And I was just like, damn. I didn't even know they're on a losing streak. But my thing is like, it's fine to live stream it, but like if you live stream it, why not show the stats of the payout? That's why not? I don't understand. I didn't take a buy here because it was right at VWAP. That's the only reason. So now I'm trying to see how it reacts up here at the 200s. How big is this range? Wow, there's really good volume. This opening range is way better than yesterday. US 30, I don't know. I don't think I'll trade US 30 unless it comes to one of the zones quicker. But Nasdaq's already at this 4 hour supply zone. Are you still thinking about moving to Texas? Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely move to Texas this year. Most likely in October, which is pretty far, but time flies. Yeah, I'm actually gonna go to Texas to look at houses, look at the area at the end of this month. Which now that I think about it, I come back to New York on Monday, May 4th. So I'm not sure I'll trade on that Monday. I probably won't. I'm from Texas, San Antonio. Nice. I've been to San Antonio. My brother used to live there. Too hot for me. I like the cold. Really? Nah. It's gonna feel so weird. It's gonna be my first year spending the holidays somewhere warm. Like I've always spent the holidays up here in New York, you know, when it's snowing up here. And now that's gonna change. That's gonna feel so different. Okay, this is where I wanted to see how price reacts around the 200s. I do like the shorts, but I want to wait for confirmation. All right, I'm in a short here. I'm gonna put my stop at 180. I'm gonna try to target VWAP. Okay, I definitely want to see it break these lows now. All right, that was good. Okay, I'm gonna go break even here. Fuck break even. I don't like break even. I'm just gonna move this stop to 75. Break even has me sick, honestly. Okay, I'm gonna trail this tight. This is a good take profit. All right, I'm out of that. It's gonna go, bro. It's gonna go down. I got out of the trade though. It touched VWAP. That was my take profit. That was a nasty trade. What the heck? Oh my god. Uh, I don't know what to say. I was not expecting the short to be like that. I mean, like I knew it was gonna short because it slowed down, but I didn't think it was gonna be like this quick. What the heck? That was a 2 minute trade. That was gross. That was I like that. And it going lower. Let's see how it reacts at VWAP. I mean, the selling pressure is really strong. As a 1 minute candle close below VWAP, I mean, we'll see if it continues lower. I definitely wouldn't want to see it chop up at this area. I mean, this is a good take profit here, though. I'd be out of this trade. That was wow. And I could have gotten a way better entry as well. The entry could have been right up here, but I waited for extra confirmation. And that was it. And I'm done before the first 15 minutes. That 15-minute candle looks, it does not look good. That 15-minute candle looks sick. So I'm not sure if it'll chop up from here. or continue to go lower. I think if it actually gets below VWAP, then it has a good chance of going lower, but it looks like it's kind of struggling to get past VWAP. I think if it does get past VWAP, it won't be clean, you know? It'll be choppy. We'll see. Why is it nasty? I just like saying that. The reason I was confident in the shorts was because if you look at the 1 minute time frame, it was really strong going up, right? The candlesticks were strong. But as we approached the zone, let me make this bigger. As we approached the zone, the 1 minute candlesticks started to slow down, which is always a good sign for a reversal. And you can see the candlestick slowed up. We approached this kind of around the 50% line. I was trying to see the 200s at this 50% line, but if you look at it price before, it actually rejected not only the 50% line, but the white line, which is at 191. And that's where we clearly rejected. You can see the selling pressure got way stronger right on the 1 minute time frame. The candlestick started to close off stronger, and then we got that nasty reversal. I didn't think it was gonna be like that, but I'm gonna have to get used to winning again. Like, it's just what happens after losing streak. Yeah, I'm done for the day. Why did I take the trade? Um, if you zoom out, first of all, I came into the markets not feeling bearish, but just noting that we did reject this 4 hour supply zone, right? This strong 4 hour supply zone. I said that if you look at the 4 hour time frame, same thing that happened on the smaller time frame, right? As we come up to the zone, the market starts to slow down. The candlesticks start to lose volume, which is always a good sign for a reversal. On the 4 hour time frame, you can see the same thing I saw on the smaller time frame. The green candles get smaller. I wouldn't be surprised if this continues to go lower and we see like a strong red candle on the 4 hour time frame. But yeah, the main thing was this rejection here, which had happened before the market opened up. But I always say I try not to create a bias. I try to wait for the market to open. When the market did open up, we could have taken the longs, right? I could have taken the longs right here. Market opened up, came to retest this area, which we bounced off of earlier, and it broke this 1 minute wick. This could have been the entry right there for longs. But I didn't take it because it was right at VWAP. So I waited and I wanted to see how the market would react around the 200s, which is this 50% line. The 50% line of the 4 hour supply zone, which if you zoom out, again, you can see this rejection here, this one here, and then another one here. Um, but just because these rejections happen doesn't mean I'm expecting another rejection, right? I could say I expected it, I predicted it. That's not the truth. The truth is, I waited for the market to touch up on the area again, and then I saw it breaking structure lower, so I took the short. Another thing I saw again was the markets being very strong on its way up, and then once we approach the zone, it slows down, right? You can see these green candlesticks losing volume. It's funny because we see on the bigger time frame too the same thing. And then the red candles are way bigger, right? The selling pressure takes over, and we had that nasty move. Honestly, like I want to be more bearish. I do want to see the markets go lower than this, but I think it'll struggle at VWAP, which is doing right now. So we'll see. We also have 10 a.m. news in 10 minutes. I don't know if that's going to push us lower or what. I wouldn't be surprised if it does. If you look at the 4 hour time frame, to me it looks bearish, right? We have this nasty wick up here. And again, the market has slowed down approaching this area, which is always a good sign for a reversal. Yeah, that was a good trade. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Today's Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesdays this year have been they've been nice to me. Last year, like I felt like every Wednesday it was like I couldn't read the markets, but this year I've won a lot on Wednesdays. It's a dump day, take shorts only. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think if price breaks these highs, it's gonna stay bullish. If it gets a below VWAP and below 0.36, if it breaks these lows, then I think it has a lot of room to go down. But we'll see. Another thing that could push the markets is PMI, right? The news at 10. Because right now, even though that move was great, there's no direction, right? There's really good volume. It's just moving sideways right now. Same thing on US 30. It's moving sideways. How big is this opening range? Let's see. Okay. It's not too big. Yeah, US 30 is also chopping up on VWAP as well, which is not a good sign. Do we get Apex payout email sent after approved email before sending? Yeah, once you get your approved payout, it'll be like 12 hours later or maybe a day later, you'll get another email saying they sent out the money. And once you get that email, it'll take like 3 to 10 business days to get the money. How to reinvest payout to more accounts? Like, is there a percentage of it? It depends on the person, right? Because some people have to take care of their bills, pay other things. So it's gonna be different for everyone. I wouldn't do like a percentage thing. I would just take care of what you need to take care of, and then I would try to save most of it. I noticed last year I would try to scale like really, really quick, and it wouldn't work out well. So I try to save most of it. If you get a payout and you go crazy trying to scale, trying to get more accounts, more payouts too quick, it's going to be bad unless you do it the right way, right? Unless you actually take your time with the accounts. But that's hard when you're thinking, I want more, I want more. Yeah, scaling too quick does hurt. Yeah, I agree. That's why, like, even though I've gotten pretty big payouts, I haven't gone crazy investing into other accounts. Because I honestly think less is more. Like, if I just focus on these 20 accounts, I do feel like I'd be more focused on the accounts, less stress. Because if you're trying to scale with multiple prop firms, it's definitely doable. We've seen many people do it, but it's hard having a third party copy trader. It's stressful if the copy trader messes up. Like for me it's just stressful, so I don't do it. But I think I definitely will have to. Imagine going from 20 to 80 too quick. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I wouldn't stress about scaling too quick. I would stress about staying consistent. So if you had your first 10K month, don't stress about your next month being 20K. That's too quick. If you had your first 10K month, focus on doing it again and again, right? Like me, right? I had my first 40K month. I wasn't thinking, let's do 50K next month. I was thinking, let me do 40K again. Let me stay consistent with this amount again. Cuz it's way less stressful than wanting more. Like you could scale really quickly with trading, but if you do it wrong, it could go really wrong quick. Like you could lose a lot of money quick. I do have a personal account, but I haven't traded it because I feel like it's so different with a personal account. Because I be well, not right now, but I was focused on it way too much. Like I'd be like, oh my god, like if I get $1,000 a day, like it's cash, like I'm about to request it, da da da. So now again, I'm trying to take it slow, focus more on these Apex accounts, but eventually I'll definitely have a big live account. That's the main goal. But I've been thinking like once I have that big live account, how will I manage that account? Right? Like how will I actually pay myself? That's what I've been worrying about. Like how do live traders actually pay themselves? Do they pay themselves like, monthly, weekly? Is it a percentage? I don't know. So I know a lot of traders that just make like a small, 4 or 5K account and then they just flip it and then they do it again and again. But I feel like for me, thinking that way is not good for me because then I stress too much about, oh, I gotta full port this trade, da da da. And the emotions are like up and down. And I don't want that. I like stability. I like it slow and steady. So I feel like if I have a live account, it'd be a pretty big account and I trade it like Doyle, right? He trades it very slow. Taxes are different with a live account. Yeah, I heard that. I saw this video of a guy, he made like 700,000 from his live account and he had to pay 300,000 in taxes. And I was like, "Oh my god." The heart attack that I would have if I had to pay that much. I couldn't imagine. Like I'd run up the expenses. I'd do business trips, whatever it takes to run up my expenses. I'd do it. I saw this thing on Instagram. I'd be spending too much time on Instagram, but I saw this video and it was a guy talking about business expenses and he was like, um you could do a business expense and return it and they won't have to know. And then he was saying that like, you could spend 50K on 50K. You could spend like 15K on iPhones for your business and then you could return it and it'd still be a business expense even though you got the money back. And I was like, that's smart. That's smart. I mean, I don't know how I do it, but it's a good idea. That's why live account traders move to PR. Yeah, that's the ultimate goal, moving to PR. But right now, I gotta stay in the States. Because moving to PR with a couple dogs that aren't trained is gonna be hard. And our cars, too. Like, we'd have to ship them out to PR, and that's pricey. Until you get audited, yeah. Well, no, if you get audited, you still have the receipt for what you paid. So you can't get audited for returning it. I don't think. Not financial advice. That's just something I heard. Buy a home. Yeah. I've been thinking about it. We were thinking of renting in New York so we could stay with our families. but the renting where we live is not good. Like it's just not good in New York renting. But in Texas, you could rent a pretty decent house for like what you would pay for a mansion in New York. Like the pricing in Texas is so much better. And I'm not gonna buy a house in Texas yet because I haven't lived there. So I rather rent there for a couple months, maybe over a year, and if I like it, then I'd buy a house there. It'd be easier to sell those iPhones too. Right, right. You're right. How much you made? What? Nice. Look at it. Look at it chopping up on VWAP. We I we literally caught the move before the shit was on bullshit. You leaving? Oh, okay. Well, I'll be back because I have to journal. Okay. Yo, I'm excited for Texas. They got In and Out. Huh? And Top Golf. Yep. That's two things I'm really excited about. Cause I've never had In and Out. And then Top Golf we love, even though we've only done it once. We did it in Florida and it was really fun. Even though I was bad at, hitting the ball, it was fun. And it was cheap. Top Golf is cheap cuz it's not like bowling where you have to pay for like everyone separately. With Top Golf, you only pay for your lane and then you get your own server. Whataburger is better. I never tried Whataburger. I only tried their milkshake. I never actually tried their food. But I love you. Be safe. Just moved to Cali. You're making me think. I saw someone that said um Texas, well Austin, Texas is like Cali, but Cali's better. Whataburger's better than In and Out? Really? I'm gonna have to try it then. But yeah, the good thing about Texas is that the flights to like LA or something, which we've never been to the West Coast. We've only explored the East Coast. But if we move to Texas, it'll be cheaper to fly to LA, which is cool. So much things I'm excited about for Texas. And I never thought I'd live there, but here I am. What kind of cars are you interested in buying? See, I'm not a car person, but I've always wanted a G Wagon. Like a matte black G Wagon, which like every trader has, every guru has a G Wagon. Maybe that's how that's where I got it from. It's just been literally like implanted in me from this content. Obviously, a Lamborghini would be cool, but I feel like I really really wouldn't really want a car. Like the car that I have now is really good, and I'm happy with it. It's a Durango. Every guru rents a G wagon. Live traders take payouts in crypto. Yeah, but if you have a live if you have a live account, you have to get if you have a live account, in order to get the live account, you have to put in your social security, right? Or you have to put in your business information. So no matter how you take the payout, you're still gonna get taxed because of your social, right? Or the business will get taxed. So I don't know how people do that. You definitely will become a cat person. Oh, a car person. Yeah, we'll see. I'm definitely more of a. I'm a homebody. Like it, it's insane. Like I rather stay home than go out clubbing. I rather play video games than anything else. What? Yeah, a Durango. Which one? I know it's RT, and it has like really. It's a Hemi. Is it a Hemi? I'll show you guys a picture. I haven't made a video of it. I've been thinking about doing a video inside the car because the interior is really nice. But I also don't want to become the trader that my whole personality is like having a nice car. I don't want to be like that. Do I not take pictures of my car? What the heck? Alright, this is like the only decent picture. Let me cross out the license plate. I mean, what info can you really get from a license plate? Because some people don't even cross it out. Then it makes me think, like, should I even cross out the license plate? This is such a bad photo. I need to take more photos of the car. You can't even see it. But yeah, it has like red interior. It's really nice. And it has a loud muffler. So like I look like an asshole driving it. What copier do you use? I, right now I'm using Tradeovate's Copy Trader. I That's an everyday question. What copy trader do I use? Took shorts on Nasdaq. Please write the copier. No, it's I use a copy trader on Tradeovate, the broker. All right, well, that was it for me. Um, I don't know what else to do. The market slowed down quite a bit. I already caught the winning move for me. I do want to see how the market ends up playing out. Um, let's look at the 4 hour candle. It's crazy because on the 4 hour time frame, there hasn't been a single pullback in a while, which is why I wanted the market to continue to go lower. But this shit could keep going up, especially if some news comes out that, like, I don't know, the war's over or something, like, actually, then you're gonna see a crazy move. But other than that, it looks pretty slow. So I'm gonna call it here. I'll see you guys, what is it, tomorrow. My discount code for Luca is Lonnie. I tried changing my codes for Tradeify because right now it's up and I couldn't. Someone has Lonnie. Someone has my code on Tradeify. I was gonna ask them like who, because I just know. I don't know any other trader that's named Lonnie. But the trading space is big, right? There might be like a Spanish trader that her name is Lonnie. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't be on the charts all day. Try to enjoy your time, your day.